Hello everyone, welcome to Sir's classes. This is Tushar Shaw, and in this video we'll be covering or discussing the syllabus of IIT JAM, which we are which we have been discussing since the last. We have solved many test papers about that. Okay, so we'll be looking into the syllabus of JAM, and we should be discussing what are the relevant topics and basic concepts that you need to gain and attain before attending the exam, obviously. Okay, so let me just write this down. This is IIT JAM syllabus. Obviously, we are discussing the chemistry syllabus, that is, and the code for chemistry is CY. So please remember that. So the syllabus is divided into three parts. Basically, as it is there in any other standard university, that is, it is divided into physical chemistry, organic chemistry, and inorganic chemistry. That is the main it is the main way only by which they have mostly chemistry is divided all over the world. Okay, it makes division easy. It makes the systematic representation of topics easier. Okay, so let us look into the matter and firstly discuss this physical chemistry part. Okay, so the first part of physical chemistry has basic mathematical concepts. Okay, this would be the first topic, that is the basic mathematical concept. So you might see that in physical chemistry part you have some pure mathematics as well. Okay, the topics that are given are functions, maxima, minima, integrals, ordinary differential equation, vectors, matrices, determinants, elementary statistics, and probability theory. Okay, so you might be noticing one thing, that these functions, maxima, minima, integrals, ordinary differential equation all come under the same topic, calculus. Okay, and this vector, determinants, matrices, elementary statistics, all of them come under the same topic, that is algebra. Okay, so you must note this down, or you must remember this, that in every year of IIT JAM or any other standard this any other standard competitive exams, you might get two or three or more some percent of pure mathematical sums in your paper. Okay, so even if you are from chemistry background, you have did your honors in chemistry and you are trying to get into an admission into an IIT or whatever institute via these competitive exams, you must remember that other than chemistry, you must also know some basic mathematical concepts that includes mostly calculus and algebra. Okay, like if you are totally comfortable with calculus and you have done all the algebra, you will be getting maximum of the common questions. Probability theory comes sometimes, like you can obviously you can ignore that, because calculus part is extremely huge, and maximum times the mathematical questions come from calculus and algebra only. Okay, vectors is a part which basically comes under the physics, like pure physics, but we have to study this under mathematical concepts, so that is the thing. Okay, so this was about pure maths. The basic physical chemistry will be starting from this part, that is the atomic and molecular structure. Okay, this part we have been studying since when we were of early in the earlier ages, when we were started from class 8 9. Okay, because we know that Bohr's theory, Rutherford theory, Dalton-Plum pudding model, all those things we have already done. Okay, we have been learning it since childhood, and we have completed most of the theory that were there. Okay, from in a graduation level, we have been dealing with uncertainty principle, which was there from Heisenberg, the Schrodinger's wave equation. How can we use Schrodinger wave equation? That is a topic for quantum mechanics. I'll be explaining. Okay, then quantum numbers, the shape of orbitals, how p and d orbitals are formed, and those stuffs, how penetration takes place, how the orbitals overlap with each other, those things. Hund-Joule and Pauli's exclusion principle, these are the four major concepts that is included in the atomic and molecular structure part, that is the Pauli's exclusion principle, Hund-Joule, Abba principle, and this Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. These four things must be memorized by heart, must be learned by all of your conscience, because most of the times when questions come from this part, they have either Hund-Joule or Pauli's exclusion principle or some numericals from quantum numbers. Only these parts is picked up by the IIT's institute, so that for setting the questions up. Okay. So, an electronic configuration of the homonuclear diatomic molecule, this is a very small concept that is there. So, that is not so hectic. The third topic that we know is theory of gases. Okay, so this is a very interesting topic because this is divided into two parts. Firstly, we have to study about the ideal and non-ideal gases. Okay, and the only non-ideal gas which is there in the syllabus is van der Waals gases. Okay, we have many other equation of state like the Dimitri's equation on and those other kind of stuff, but those are not in our syllabus obviously. The only non-ideal gas and the relative discussion related to that will be under the van der Waals gases, and you need to study this only. Okay. The second part, that is the kinetic theory of gases. We have to study how the gases move, what is the speed of the gases, what is the energy of the gases. So those kind of things. This part, that is the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution law. This is an extremely important part. Many graphs are included in there because this is obviously like a mathematical part. We have to calculate the fraction of molecules being involved in certain reactions and those kind of stuff. So for that calculations we require to when go through this Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution law greatly, and we have to like understand it properly. Okay, and similarly the equipartition of energy in continuation with the Boltzmann distribution law. Okay, the next topic, that is solid state. Okay, so in solid state, so we learned about gases. We now will be dealing with solids. That is, firstly we have to learn about the crystal systems. Okay, how crystals are formed, what are the types of crystal that are formed. Okay, so the types of lattices, how many Bravais lattices are there, those kind of things. How X-rays enter into the crystal, what are the diffraction pattern which is formed, how can we study the spectroscopy related to X-rays. We can this is all these things are there in your syllabus obviously in solid state. So this is one of the things you have to specifically remember, the structures of NaCl and KCl, because they come with exception. Those kind of exception are normally asked in these competitive exams, so you may just check those also. Okay. Now, close packing and the atomic ionic radii, that is the R plus by R minus radius ratio rules. Okay, so these things you must remember, because these are many calculations related to those come in these exams only. Okay. Then we have the lattice energy, the equations related to that lattice energy, that is the Born-Haber cycle, and you may say those Madelung constant equations, the Born equation, all those things, including the lattice energy, an extremely important topic because numericals come from this part. Okay, so you must go through this topic thoroughly. Okay. And the small concept of isomorphism, this is obviously not so much required. You may just give a reading to it, and you'll be getting that. Okay. Then the next topic is heat capacity of solids. This is basically a part of thermodynamics, but it is given in the solid state part. So let us discuss thermodynamics first. So the fifth topic that we have in our syllabus is chemical thermodynamics. The topics related to that are, the firstly we have to go through the reversible and irreversible processes. What are the reversible processes? What are the examples of it? And what makes a process irreversible? Basically, we already know that no process happening in our universe is 100% reversible. Some amount of irreversibility is there. Okay, so we have to study the first law and its application, that is the Joule's theorem, JT distortion, and those kind of equations. We have to study the equation of state. Okay, so those are the things for obviously for non-ideal gases. Here also, when we say non-ideal gases, we mean only van der Waals. Okay. So non-ideal. So this was thing, and then thermochemistry, and extremely important topics, like you must be sure, if we are studying thermodynamics, you must absolutely practice the numericals from thermochemistry, because when the numericals come in these exams like IIT JAM from the chapter thermodynamics, their main agenda is to you have to solve questions based on some reactions. Okay, and thermochemistry is basically thermodynamics involved in certain reactions, and those give a better calculation from those reactions which are included. Okay, so numericals from thermochemistry is important. Then second law, entropy and free energy. From these, normally numericals hardly come. These are more derivation and formula based parts. So you must memorize and learn the derivations, all the formulas that are included, and all the theorems related to that. Okay. And the criteria spontaneity, we already know, delta G less than must be less than 0 for reaction to be spontaneous. Okay, so delta G less than 0. Okay, so this is one thing. Now, the continuation of chemical thermodynamics, that is the chemical and phase equilibrium. In this part, we have to learn about those equilibrium constants when we had constant pressure, constant temperature, constant volume, Kp, Kc, and those stuff. Okay. So these are one thing. The effect of temperature on these equilibrium constants, those are related to some from some formula. This is the most important part in this part, that is the pH and buffer solution. So every year at least one or two questions fall from this part, that is you have to calculate the pH and the pH related solutions and those stuffs. Okay, so you have to like calculate those, you have to like learn those. Hydrolysis also comes under the pH part. So solubility product is one important topic, but hardly any sums come. This is an important topic, you must memorize that, you must learn it quite properly, but hardly any topics come from this part. Okay. Then we have phase equilibria, the colligative properties, and the Clausius-Clapeyron equation, and all the types of colligative properties that we know, that is the osmotic pressure, the Raoult's law, and the elevation of boiling point. Those things we have from every year, one or two questions come from that also, including the colligative properties with those the Van 't Hoff factor. Okay. So next we have electrochemistry in our hand. Electrochemistry is basically the its conductance and the conductance and its application. We have to study conductometry, how ions transport from one end to another of a galvanic cell or electromotive in the presence of an electromotive force, and those free energy calculations related to that. Okay, we already know that legendary equation, delta G is equal to minus RT ln F. Okay, minus RT ln K, this is one equation, and delta G is equal to minus NF E naught cell. Okay, so these are two equations which is required, and then we have concentration cells, and which are without transport. We have to study about liquid junctions. We have to see the polarography and the potentiometry and those kind of stuff. Okay, and the theory of DHLL, that is the Debye-Hückel limiting law in case of strong electrolytes, those things we need to study. Okay. The last major topic of physical chemistry, that is chemical kinetics. Usually many questions come from this part also. You have to calculate the half-life, the reaction of or the order of the reaction, those kind of calculation. We have Arrhenius equation, we have collision theory, transition state theory. These are all related to the kinetics of a reaction and their mechanism. So we have the kinetics of chain reaction, normal branch reaction, enzyme catalyst, and photochemical catalysis. These are specific examples which we need to cover up for preparation of IIT JAM. Okay. The next topic is adsorption, which is the Gibbs absorption isotherm, the types of adsorption, the surface area, how the liquids absorb, the surface tension on the liquid, these kinds of things you need to memorize. And the last topic, which is spectroscopy. So this is also an important topic, obviously, because many questions arise from this part also. Usually, one or two questions you will be finding common with this part. Lambert-Beard law, though, that legendary equation, if E is equal to epsilon Cl, A is equal to epsilon Cl. Okay, so though this equation is very important, many sums come from that. Then we have rotational spectrum, that is the microwave spectroscopy; vibrational, that is the IR spectroscopy. Okay, electronic, that is the visible spectroscopy; and the magnetic resonance, that is the NMR spectroscopy. Okay, the calculations related to that, the theory related to that you must be understanding all of these things. Okay. Moving on to the organic chemistry part. Now, basically, organic chemistry is kind of has a much less load and kind of less syllabus than compared to the physical one, because physical has many chapters. Each of chapter has many formulas, many concepts. You must have memorized all those. But in organic chemistry, the concepts are like coagulative, or should I say conjugative. Okay, you can have learn one concept in one chapter and then apply in the second chapter. Okay, so that is the case in organic. So the first part in organic chemistry is the basic concepts and stereochemistry. Basic concepts you have already learned a lot about in these in your earlier classes in your graduation days, the resonance effect and the inductive hyperconjugation effects, the asterisk effect and its applications, mainly this acid base property, because many questions arise from this part. Okay. Now, in stereochemistry, we have to learn about those optical isomerism in compounds with any stereocenters, the alene biphenyl systems, the RS nomenclature, the EZ nomenclature, all kinds of nomenclature, the projection formulas, and these things, the conformation formulas of ethane, propane, butane. You have to memorize the graph, the potential energy diagram of rotation of these molecules, ethane, propane, butane, and cyclic systems of mono and disubstituted cyclohexanes. Okay, you must remember that when cyclohexane is considered, only the stereochemistry involved in the mono and disubstituted is being asked for you, will be asked in the questions, not more than that. If you are studying three membered tri substituted cyclohexanes, you may study that, but it won't be coming in the JAM exam. Okay. The next part is the biggest and the most applicable, the most advanced and the most asked part of the organic chemistry, that is reactions. Okay, so reactions is basically the main thing that we expect in the organic chemistry part. So here a huge number of reactions along with the mechanisms. The mechanisms include the intermediates like carbocation, carbon ion, free radical, carbene, nitrines, benzenes, all these kinds of intermediates. So these would be the mechanisms involved in the reaction mechanism, and the synthetic applications, that is name reactions. Okay, so a huge amount of name reactions are given. I'm not treating each one of them. I'll be just mentioning which of them is very important. I've already mentioned quite a lot of times in my earlier video that Favorsky reaction is the most favorite and the most asked reaction in the JAM question papers. Okay, you might be seeing that every alternate 1 or 2 years a question comes from Favorsky reaction. Why? Because I think Favorsky is one of the most favorite reaction in of the IIT professors, organic professors of there. Okay, so they set every year they set one Favorsky question from there. Okay, that doesn't mean the other questions won't be coming. You will be practicing them all equally, but I just mentioned the favorite ones. You can go verify with the JAM papers if you have them. Okay. The organometallic reagents are also quite used when if direct synthesis or the conversions are required. Grignard reagent, organolithium reagent, copper reagent, and the most important part, that is the sigmatropic reactions. Okay, that is Diels-Alder's the 2 pi 4 pi addition, and then these electrocyclic 2 pi addition. So these kind of reactions are there. Okay. Next we have the qualitative organic analysis. We have three types of analysis. Firstly, the organic chemistry analysis that we do in a lab, that is by using chemical test. Okay, these are like quite easy. You have to use the sign test and those. We have to use certain reagents for detection of certain functional groups. So that is it. That is a very easy concept. You have already done it in your lab. You have performed it on your hands. Okay, so I don't think that will be quite difficult to understand and remember. But the main thing that from where question arises are elementary UV, IR, and NMR. Okay, and NMR, just 1H NMR, no C13 NMR, no F9 NMR, no fluorine, no carbon, just hydrogen, proton NMR. Okay. So these three would be coming. UV is a kind of easy part because it just involves conjugation and the value of lambda max to give color and those kind of stuff. IR is like quite important and quite tricky to understand, because for the graph that is obtained from the eye at the plot, it is very like conjugate, very congested graph, and many values are there and those kind of stuffs. Okay, HNMR is also quite easy if you understand. Okay, like NMR, understanding the concepts of NMR is quite difficult, but if you do, you can solve each and every question on a single, like just in seconds. Okay, like I am mastering my chemistry in organic, and the most favorite part that I have is this qualitative analysis, NMR being my most favorite topic. Okay, because I have understood NMR quite properly, and not even I solve questions in just seconds while if you're giving me any questions of NMR. Okay. Then the main major part is of is natural products chemistry, that is alkaloids, steroids, terpenes, carbohydrates, amino acids, peptides, and nucleic acids. So among these, carbohydrates to nucleic acids are extremely important. You will be studying them in detail in every way possible. You will be taking reference from all kinds of books. You have to study them properly. You have to solve questions properly, and you have to study them equally. Okay, but this alkaloids, steroids, and terpene parts, you just need to have qualitative idea. Okay, nothing more than that would be required. Nothing more than that will be asked in the question exams. Okay, you just need to have a qualitative idea. The next part, that is the last part of organic chemistry, that is the aromatic and heterocyclic chemistry. So in these we have monocyclic, bicyclic, and tricyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. Monocyclic we have benzene, bicyclic we have naphthalene, and tricyclic we have phenanthrene and anthracene. Okay, phenanthrene and anthracene. Okay, and then monocyclic with one heteroatom we have with O furan. Okay, we have thiophene, and we have pyrrole. Okay, so monocyclic compounds with one heteroatom, synthesis, activity, and properties. As simple as that. Okay, no two cyclic heteroatom would be asked, like quinoline, or and obviously this one is pyridine also is one of them. Okay, pyridine. No quinoline, no indole would be asked in the exam, so you are free from that. Okay, the last part of the JAM syllabus, that is inorganic chemistry. Okay, this is also an easy one. The most difficult is physical chemistry. The inorganic chemistry is an easy one if you can memorize well. Okay, as simple as that. If you can memorize well, you will be scoring much higher in inorganic chemistry. Okay, so firstly you have to understand the first topic is periodic table, the periodic table classification. For this you have to firstly memorize the whole periodic table. As simple as that. You have to do it. Okay, after memorizing the periodic table, I'll be taking one video to explain how to memorize the periodic table quite easily. Okay, so yeah. So you have to learn the classification of elements, how they are classified, where in the periodic table they are placed, and why they are placed there. Those things. Okay, the periodicity in general, the properties, and the isolation of each and every element that are there in your syllabus, obviously, which can be purified. Okay. The next part is chemical bonding and the shape of compound. This is also one of the most important topics that are there in IIT JAM, because many questions come from this part. Okay, especially this VSEPR theory and the hybridization part. Okay. So VSEPR theory for understanding the hybridization, for the structures and the shapes of compounds. This is very important. Types of bonding. Okay, the dipole moment is also one of the most asked questions. We have ionic solids. In the physical chemistry part, we knew that the structure of NaCl and KCl was required, but here we require structures of NaCl, CSCl, diamond, graphite, and the lattice energy involving that. Basically, if you study the whole part in physical chemistry, you won't be requiring to study this ionic solid part in this part or inorganic. Okay. The next is the third one, that is main group elements, S and P block. Okay. So S and P block, just you have to, if you have the notes, if you have the book, just go and memorize everything. Okay. If you get any question common, if you remember the concept, there is no such calculation thing as anything as such in this part. All you have to do is memorize. Okay. If you have in your memory that if some question comes from S and P block and you have that concept in your mind, you will be answering that straight away. Okay. And if you don't have, just skip it. As simple as that. Okay. The next part is transition metals. So D block, obviously, firstly we have to learn about the D block elements in general. Okay. Then we have coordination chemistry, uh, chemistry. Then we have organometric chemistry. Okay, all of them obviously come under the same D block chemistry. So we have to firstly learn about the oxides, hydroxides, salts, and those kinds of things. Then we move into the coordination chemistry. We have to learn the isomerism, the structures, the mechanism, all kinds of the projections that are possible, that is valence bond theory, molecular orbital theory, crystal field theory. Okay, color, structure, and magnetic properties, these are extremely important. Okay, structure, color, and magnetic properties are extremely important. Organometallic compounds with ligands having metal carbonyls, carbines, nitrosyls, metallocenes, homogeneous catalysts, all of them are quite important. Okay, you can't leave this part, you have to study it quite in details. Okay. The next part is bio inorganic chemistry. This is obviously basically like the coordination complexes only, but in this case you have big ligands, big compounds, and those are related to the biological systems of our body and the rest of the nature. Okay, so we have so that elements that are essential for life. We have all kinds of macro elements and micro elements that are required in our body. Those things. Okay, and the role of each metal ions, especially this Fe2 plus, Fe3 plus, Cu2 plus, and Zn2 plus, they are constituted in many of the proteins, many of the amino acids of those kinds, and therefore they are required. Okay, the functions of hemoglobin, myoglobin, and carbonic anhydrase, only these three proteins are the functions of only these three proteins are required, not anything more than that. Okay. So the next part is the total analytical part. Okay, I'll be considering that is total analytical part. So first analysis is the analysis including physical processes. Okay, that is basic principles. We have conductometry, potentiometry, UV spectrometry, analysis of water, air, soil samples. Okay, these are also, if you I'll be suggesting you one book, that is Vogel Analytical Chemistry. Okay, analytical chemistry. So if you follow this book, you will be getting all of this part, all of the analytical chemistry part on hand, and you have to just memorize. Okay, nothing more than that. Everything you need to do is just memorize. Okay. So yeah, so this is the physical process is done, and then we have to use the chemical processes, that is the qualitative and quantitative analysis. Acid base oxidation, we have compleximetric titration with EDTA, with precipitation, we have precipitation with indicators. Okay, organic reagents are there. Radioactivity is one of the most important part that is asked. Okay, and then the nuclear reactions and applications of isotopes. Okay, this part is also quite important. One or two questions also fall from radioactivity and that part. Okay. So this was all about the syllabus of IIT JAM. I guess you have learned a lot about this. Hopefully it will be beneficial for you. And if you have any questions regarding that, I have already given you my email in my earlier videos. You may go check those out. And if you have any queries, any those kinds of stuff, any questions, you may just mail me, and I'll be definitely replying you back. Okay. So let us end this video here. Thank you guys for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.